People have always moved around, in search of land, safety, opportunity, or power, but not all movement is the same. In this story, we explore the critical difference between settlers and immigrants, and how these movements shape the world as we know it. An immigrant moves to a new country to join an existing society, often bringing skills, seeking work, or escaping hardship. Think of an Indian family moving to the UK or a Somali refugee in Canada. A settler, on the other hand, moves to a land often already inhabited, but with the intent to control, colonize, or even erase the existing society. This is settler colonialism. The difference lies in intent and power, not just geography. So let's travel through time. First stop, Africa. In 1652, Dutch settlers landed at the Cape. They didn't just arrive, they seized land, displaced the Khoisan, and built a colony. Later, the British did the same, fueling centuries of dispossession and apartheid. Next, the Americas. From 1607, British settlers established colonies in North America, often through violence and broken treaties with native peoples. Across Latin America, Spanish and Portuguese settlers brought conquest, slavery, and new hierarchies. Then the Asia-Pacific, the British declared Australia, terra nullius, empty land, ignoring Aboriginal peoples entirely. In New Zealand, settlers signed treaties but still took land by war and trickery. And here's 3 more examples. Zionist settlement in Palestine since the late 1800s, Russian settlement in Siberia in Central Asia, Japanese settlers in Manchuria during imperial expansion. These are just a few examples of settler colonialism across the globe. But what about immigration? Immigrants tell a different story, one of adaptation and contribution. In the 20th century, waves of Indian, Chinese, Arab, and African immigrants reshaped the cultural and economic landscapes of Europe, the US, and the Gulf. They sought a home, not a conquest. So why does this matter today? Well, the legacy of settler colonialism still lingers. Land disputes, systemic inequality, indigenous erasure. Countries like South Africa, Australia, and Canada are still reckoning with that past. Meanwhile, immigration continues to test borders and identities, raising questions about belonging, citizenship, and culture. Understanding this history helps us build a more honest and inclusive future. Migration is part of our human story, but knowing whether we are settlers or immigrants and how our presence impacts others is the first step toward justice. Thank you for watching this episode. To keep these free educational videos in English and Indigenous languages, please consider supporting us. We have a request. Use the knowledge you gain to educate others. Share this video, start a discussion, post a review. Your engagement helps us reach more people and keep our mission alive. Together, we can keep learning and growing.